MiSide. If you have been on the internet in the gaming space for the past couple months, then you surely have come across MiSide sooner or later. So basically the game is a horror game for gooners, is what a lot of people call it. The only problem is, the game is absolute fucking peak. The game is so fucking peak. There's so much peak in that game. I mean, just how beautiful is that game? I don't even care if it's like, throw me in the game, please. Like, I don't even care. I don't care if it's a horror game. Just, the game is so beautiful. These worlds, this adventure, always these different, you don't know what awaits you behind the next door. The game is fucking amazing. The game is so beautiful. Like, it has both these horror elements, but also these like nice, beautiful slice of life elements. Even though I don't really care about that, but it has this amazing music. It has these very beautiful just landscapes, if you will. It has these beautiful different levels. It's such an adventure. It's always just, you know, what is the next Mita gonna be like? Oh, what is behind this door? Is it gonna be scary? Is it gonna be nice and soothing? You never know. I've never played a game with the creativity of that game. You know, for example, the fact that it just mixes the 2D and the 3D world, just the concept that you get sucked into a game in a video game, and then in the video game you're in a video game, and then in the video game, it has things like, you know, glitches and bugs and all these little details, all the fact, just if you don't absolutely love MiSide, you're a fucking weirdo. If you've played the game and you don't absolutely love it, you're fucking weird. It has all these different mini games and these little achievements. It combines humor with horror. It's an amazing game. It's an adventure, and I love it. This game it's such an adventure. I've never played a game that is such an adventure. You know, you go through this fantastic world of video game where you can encounter glitches and bugs and everything follows video game logic. If you've ever asked yourself what would it be like to be in a video game, this game answers it for you. It's amazing. You got both horror elements, you got survival elements, you got just chilling elements, nice elements, you got fun elements. Like, no game has ever probably made the player wonder so much what is gonna be behind this door like MiSide has. Every door is like is a secret. Like, oh, am I gonna encounter monsters? Is there gonna be a new Mita? How many Mitas are there gonna be? Is she gonna be hostile? Is there gonna be a special level? Mini games? Like, what is the world gonna look like? Is it gonna be a prison on the fucking moon for robot Mitas? Or am I gonna go through an arcade like fucking cable car? I'm gonna have to shoot monsters? And then the storytelling is also great of this game. The foreshadowing, bro. The fucking foreshadowing, you know? So this is not confirmed, but you know, the theory is that Kind Mita was also evil because, you know, once Crazy Mita murders her, throws her head onto the ground, as you get up, you can see how kind dad Mita not just blinks and looks at you, she also smiles. She smiles, blinks, and looks at you. And the theory is that this whole game was just Crazy Mita stalling for time. So I'm gonna tell you the plot right away, just in case you didn't get it. So Mita never wanted you in the first place. She never even wanted you. That's the hard awakening that every player playing this game needs to awake to. The whole game, it's so crazy. The whole game is pure stalling for time. Every Mita was in on it. Okay, not every, but Kind Mita. Kind Mita was in on it. If you know, get to the end, you realize that there's this chronometer or whatever. It's just telling, you know, Mita how many percent of us have been sucked into the cartridge already. So the whole game is just stalling for time. There's also some interesting interactions with Cappy and the Kind Mita, where Cappy's like, you know, when Mita says, oh, she killed you, Cappy's like, no, she didn't. She shakes her head a little and she looks at the player sometimes. Maybe I'll show a clip right now. She killed her. Oh, she killed her! And then the craziest part that probably left everyone wondering when you were playing the game, when you get to the core, and then she tells you the version of the game, and then she just hits you with the, oh no! I forgot the index. How the fuck does that even happen? I forgot the index. What do you mean you forgot it? And then the fact that she tells you, alright, sit down, wait for me, and then she just fucks off and never comes back. She forced you to go back, and she was never gonna help you in the first place. She was purely stalling for time the whole time, which was also foreshadowed, kind of, by the fact that, you know, Kind Mita, because Kind Mita throughout the game, she kind of behaves like she talks like Crazy Mita did at the beginning. And then another part why the game is so goated is because it's just so dry and honest, if you will. You know, it's just a video game, and some of the characters just follow the script. For example, Creepy Mita, I think everybody thought that she was like misinterpreted, or she was like being used by Crazy Mita. No, she wasn't. She's just plain evil. You get to the end of the game, nothing happens with her. She's just evil. She's just evil like that. She just, for no fucking reason, she's just evil. But there's a lot of elements where the game is just dry. It really, really gives you the immersion of this just being a video game inside of a video game. Because it's just dry, follows the clear script, and then also the fact that this game doesn't have a happy ending is just also good foreshadowing, I feel like, because this game is propagated as a horror game. And usually, what are horror games? Horror games are usually bad journey, you go through bad stuff, everything is, you know, you get fucked in the ass, violence, you need to go through all that push through these fucking dangerous things, and you go through all that hardship to then in the end have a happy ending and to, you know, resolve the plot and to understand the bigger picture. Not with MiSide though, you know, for a horror game, it's really awfully nice. The playthrough itself is already really soothing and really nice, you know. You got all these people telling you, oh, stay with me, I like you, let's play games and stuff. MiSide takes the concept of horror games and kind of flips it around, you know. It gives you a nice journey for a bad ending, not a bad journey for a good ending like usually horror games do. And this is another reason why MiSide is so fucking goated. But MiSide, I think as a whole, is just a metaphor for literally to go and touch grass, because when, you know, Crazy Mita shows you the monotony, is that how you say it? Or just the boringness of your day-to-day life. She's like, oh, this is no different than a video game. Why would you not be stuck with me in a video game? It's like an appeal to the player. Bro, you're not doing anything with your life. Why are you trying to escape from this horror game if, you know, your day-to-day life is not any different? And then, of course, there's still some questions, like, for example, if Crazy Mita really didn't want you there from the beginning, was just stalling for time, then why did she want you to not open the, you know, the wardrobe, when that is literally what led to you being in the game for so long that she could turn you into a cartridge eventually? And here's another theory that makes a lot of sense actually. Crazy Mita did want you to stay with her, but the cartridge thing was just a backup plan in case you were too stubborn. Because the idea is that the player, when he gets killed, he does reboot. That is why during the game sometimes it says written on the wall again and you're different. And also the fact that you have a couple of these moments where Mita just, the one very famous moment where she comes in the kitchen with a knife and stabs you and then it just glitches out and cuts to nothingness. That is supposed to be like broken memories from when you got killed by her before, and then you reboot, and then you have this whole interaction again. The whole idea of this theory is that when you play MiSide, you're playing through maybe the second or the third cycle, because Mita's already killed you 1 or 2 times. That's why it says written on the wall again, and you're different, because you just keep coming back, and you just keep, you know, keep coming back, and you keep trying to escape. That also explains why in the very beginning of the game, that green ring is on the kitchen counter, because she has that ring because she had already murdered you and taken that ring away from you. Although this could also indicate that Kind Mita has the ring from Crazy Mita and that they have been working together this whole time. Also, there's this little detail of our character saying something like something along the lines of oh, I think I forgot something, you know, and that could be referencing the loss of his memory after being killed by Mita, that, you know, maybe he feels like he should remember something but he doesn't. And another interesting detail is, however, that Crazy Mita is propagated as Mita, the original Mita. This probably means that yes, ugly creepy Mita was the prototype, but Mita, Crazy Mita, was the first real finished product of Mita, the very first, the real Mita, and then all the other Mitas are just clones of her, which is what she said. And she said that they just mimic her will, which I guess could mean that Mita is, you know, the boss of all the other Mitas, and they're just all working together with her because I guess they have to, they're her slaves, whatever, I don't know. But maybe that's also why the prototype Creepy Mita kind of worships Crazy Mita like that, because she's like of the opinion, oh, okay, Crazy Mita is the first perfect Mita, I was a faulty one, she's a perfect Mita, I need to, I don't know, submit myself to her, something like that. And the most interesting part about the game is, the game leaves you wondering, how would I have dealt with this situation, you know, because this is a situation that is, it could be you know, you get sucked into a video game, and then you gotta ask yourself, how would I deal with that situation, you know? I think every player has asked himself this question, you know, if I get sucked into this with Crazy Mita, what the fuck would I do? And I gotta say, what I would do is, of course, I mean, it can't be that hard to just come to an agreement. I would just tell her, alright, I'll visit you every Saturday. I would come to an agreement with Crazy Mita, like, okay, bro, if you stop killing Little Mita and this, then I will visit you every Saturday and every Tuesday. You know, give an ultimatum. Either you let me go back and I visit you on Sundays and Tuesdays, or I just kill myself right now in front of you, and then you won't have a cartridge and you won't have me. Or I would simply whoop her ass, because, you know, I'm a man, she's not. I don't care that she's strong and has a chainsaw, I'm still a man. And then after I'm done with that, I would force her to help me find the other Mitas and then, you know, save them. You know, I don't know, give Little Mita like a shelter at Crazy Mita's house, you know, something like that. And then I would just, you know, I would just say, alright, Crazy Mita, why don't you come into my world? If you want to be free, you want to be real, just come into my world. I don't understand why that could happen. And if she then hits you with the, oh, I can't, then just, you know, make an agreement. Okay, every Tuesdays and Saturdays, I come visit you. If you stop killing Little Mita, if you help Mita, if you give all of the Mitas you killed the memories back, yeah, then I'll visit you. And you need to also hang out with the other Mitas so they're not alone. You need to arrange like a Mita meetup where they can all, like, you know, be together and not be alone. And then you know, and then I'll come visit every Tuesday and Saturday. Where's the issue with that? So yeah, in short, MiSide has to become Game of the Year 2025, like Horror Game of the Year 2025. Sometimes it has a little too much dialogue and it feels like the game was a little rushed. You know, it would have been nice to have like more depth with Little Mita, maybe Sleepy Mita, and Ghost Mita. You know, like all these Mitas that we left behind and didn't help them. It's part of the dry narrative that I talked about earlier, but it's also just so sad. I really hope they make MiSide 2. I already have plot. MiSide 2 could be you wake up in the cartridge and then you find a way to escape from the cartridge. You go back, you free all the Mitas, you give them their memories back, and then you confront Crazy Mita, and then either you kill her or you give her a second chance to be a changed person because you're a good guy after all. So yeah, all in all, this game is absolutely amazing. It would have been nice to have maybe a little more depth with the different Mitas, but I think the developers are only just 2 guys, so it's fine, it's whatever. The game is amazing, it's great. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed my little opinion giving and the theory strings up rapping video. I just wanted to give my thoughts on this, wanted to get my thoughts out there and blow off some steam. Have a lovely one up until we meet again, and as always, you should better subscribe.